East versus West, the Soviet Union versus the United States, a battle between two political systems which carried on through World War II. After the war, the US successfully slowed communism. However, the authoritarian political system held out in Korea, this time under a new leader, Kim Il-sung. Kim Il-sung was designing what we see as the modern Korea, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. He spent most of his lifetime to this point to put Korea back under Korean rule. And once he got there, he went too far. Anything but democratic, Korea was becoming another authoritarian-inspired state, which Kim Il-sung, along with his handpicked team, used to put him in a position where he was the sole ruler, dictator, and eventually deity to the Korean people. In order to create a powerful regime, in North Korea, he neglected the well-being of the people, of the North Korean people. And to his success of propaganda, they were faithful to what he was doing, and there was no resistance as he controlled over them. Now, prior to his taking charge in Korea, Kim Il-sung lived outside of the country. Starting in his younger years, he lived in China. His parents and him were involved in anti-Japanese activities in response to the Japanese occupation of Korea, the Korean Peninsula. As Kim Il-sung grew up, he moved into the Soviet Union and joined the Communist Party, eventually joining the guerrilla faction of the Red Army, where he rose through the ranks and fighting the Japanese in Manchuria. After the war, Kim Il-sung the Soviets installed Kim Il-sung as chairman and the top administrative position in the Northern Korean party, or the Korean Communist Party. At this point, he established a Korean People's Army, which he used to help secure his position in Korea, and he used used former members of the guerrilla faction to fill in those leadership roles. And with Soviet support of this new army, he was able to train and equip that army. So up to this point, Kim Il-sung fought out his life to regain Korea. But now that he had this position of power and Soviet backing, he was able to carry on with new plans of Korea. So to move forward, he and his parties sought to eliminate all other factions in Korea at that time. And with no competition, he worked to legitimize his dictatorial regime and his domestic policies by creating a national identity. The end goal was to create a powerful and independent state with programs that focused on industrialization and militarization. Through militarization, he was able to push for power and independence, and with that, he wanted to secure the future of Korea to prevent the future occupation of foreigners on the Korean Peninsula. And also this was a way to set up a way to reunite all of Korea once again. The industry was severely lacking because initially this was something that could have been to improve Korea and become independent. However, by sparking growth and development of those people. However, it was seen that Kim Il-sung was going to strengthen Korea by taking whatever it costed of the people, neglecting industrialization. So, since he wasn't for the people, Kim Il-sung wanted to prevent social unrest, and in this, he used the media to convince the Korean people that faithfully following Kim Il-sung was the only way Korea was going to be powerful and independent. Through quick success, he was able to become known as the great leader with approval of the Korean people. And they were also convinced that he was a deity by this point. Kim, to the people, Kim was the answer to all problems, and so they were happy with the lives they were living, even though it was in poverty. From the outside view, we see that this is suppressive and yielded little progress. Kim's contributions of militarization did allow Korea to create a formidable army. However, they did fall short of industrialization, and this led to a very poor way of life for the common people in North Korea. And by neglecting things such as healthcare and common food shortages. He had no resistance even at that point, because through the use of propaganda and isolation from other countries, the people didn't know any better, and so Kim was able to ignore things such as human rights without them rebelling. Kim Il-sung's success at brainwashing allowed him to secure his power in Korea, as well as build his military at the cost of his nation's welfare.